Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. I did say that in a slightly wrong order. For that, I apologize. But welcome to today's official OET live reading class with myself, Scott, from Swoosh English. I hope you're well, and I hope you're doing really well today. Can I just first of all confirm that everyone can hear me and that you can also see me as well, please? Of course, if you can't hear me and you can't see me, I'm not sure how this class is going to go. So if you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, either on the Swoosh English channel or the OET channels, send in a comment. Once I've seen a few comments from everyone on every channel, I'll know technology is good and that we can go with today's session. So let's just wait and see. A few comments come in. Just say, yes, I can hear you, Scott. Yes, we can hear you. Great. Nice to see you today. You're looking great. Anything they got there that you want to say? Before, of course, people come in and comment, I'm going to see who we have in the session today. So we have Non Pomelo, we have Ashin Ichi, we have Saida, we have Nithu, we have Kya, we have Mayu Bongwe, we have Shagufta, we have Jennifer, we have Prahuha, we have Sherry Rose, and we have May Bongwei has said, yes, I can hear you. Fantastic. Great. So over on the Facebook, on the Swoosh English page, we have people saying that. Daniel, you're a good man. I really appreciate that. Thanks for that comment. Yep. So we have Nomopella, we have Divine, we have Niraj, we have Amor, we have Romina, Mai, Maya, Lakshmi, Anna Marie, Nithu, Ellen, Jinsi, Ekas Kid As, Regina, Kumar, Sanu, Tali. We have Anne Isabel, we have Sanoj, and we have Marato, as well as a good number of other people today. Welcome over on the OET Facebook page. You're all welcome to today's session, and thanks for confirming that you can hear me as well. Great. Over on the YouTube channel, let's see who we have. We have Junaid, Angelo, Suraksha, Manju, Joyce, Moira, Gino, Bernice, Marinder, Nikki, Ariel, and Shibi, as well as everyone else who, of course, has come along today. I'd love to go through all of your names, but I want to get on with this class and give you a quality OET reading class today. But of course, you're all welcome. Thanks a lot for joining today. Let me know in the chat box as well where you are from, and also let me know maybe when you're taking your OET exam as well. But let's get into today's class, and thanks a lot for joining. You're all very, very welcome. So, of course, if you're new to these classes, then my name's Scott. I'm the academic director and OET teacher at swooshenglish.com. We've helped many students pass their OET exams. I look forward to helping you out with this free class today on OET reading. Let's get into what this class is about today. And as we can see, it's about OET reading essential skills for part A. So we're kind of expanding upon what we've done in previous weeks with some more great classes and tips on OET reading part A. Let's get into the class. So what will we be doing today? The very first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a mini quiz on reading part A to review your knowledge, to see what you learned on our last reading part A class 1 month ago, and see how well you know the reading part A format overall. We're going to analyze and practice essential methods to assist you in scoring higher. And then, of course, we're going to do some mock practice and evaluation at the very end. And then stay tuned to the very end of the class. I got something very, very special to show you all. So make sure you stay along to the very end of the class. Okay, so before we begin, I've got a few personal questions for everyone here today. The first question is, why are you taking OET? Let me know. Why exactly are you taking OET? What's your reason for taking this exam? Are you taking it for a job purpose? More than likely you are. Are you moving to a certain country because you want to go to a certain country? Are you moving to see your family and friends, etc.? This is very personal. Of course, I just want you to think about that big goal, that big dream that you have in your head about taking the OET exam. It helps me get to know everyone today before, of course, we begin the session. So, of course, please, please, please let me know in the chat box, what's your big reason for taking the OET exam? Let me know, guys, in the chat box. And I think a couple of people and get the responses. Kumar has said for a nurse's job purpose, of course, but Kumar, where do you want to work as a nurse too? Let me know in the comments as well where you want to work as a nurse. Let me know, please. Thank you. Anyone else, guys? Can let me know why you're taking the OET exam and what's the reason, what's the big goal that you're taking this session, the exam today. Dorina says it's a platform where you learn English and it's required for the NMC. Yep, so you're taking it for the NMC. Obviously, you want to then move in England. And Praisey Moa said to work abroad and explore different cultures. All valid reasons, guys. Keep that in mind when you're obviously practicing for your OET exam so you know what it takes for you to pass and why you're doing this all at the same time. Okay, thank you very much for your comments, guys. Keep them coming. I'll try and mention as many of them as I can. Question number 2. What do you do? Well, we've kind of answered that question, I suppose. What do you plan to do when you pass the OET exam? Do you have a country that you plan to move to? Maybe a certain city you want to move to? Throw into the comments, guys. What do you plan to do when you pass your OET exam? Don't say something like, I want to take my PLAB exam. I want to register for the NMC. I want to register the GMC. What do you plan to do? What's your big goal? What's your big dream at the very end? Okay, it's not your dream to take the PLAB exam. You don't want to. You're doing it for a reason. It's not your dream to register for the GMC or the NMC, etc., etc. Let me know exactly what you plan to do when you pass your OET exam. Okay. Fumi says, I want to work in the UK and NI. Well, that's where I'm from, Fumi. It's a great place to come to. You're more than welcome to do so. Okay, said for nurse's job in the UK. Soleil wants to move to the UK as well. Fantastic. Mohammed wants to work in the UK. Junaid wants to work in the UK. Praisey Mo wants to move to London. Fantastic. Great reasons, guys. Very good. And Cherifer wants to work in the UK as a nurse, etc., etc. Very, very good, guys. Thank you very much. That's your big dream. That's your big goal. That's why you're doing this job. Maureen said, I'd love to work in the UK, hopefully for you too, Maureen. Fantastic. Okay, now let's get on to some content questions today. So thinking about OET reading part A. What is your biggest challenge? Now, I know a lot of you will probably say something like, oh yeah, but reading part C is the most difficult part. For many people, it is. And we will be doing some classes on reading part C very, very soon. But today I want to focus on part A because all parts of the OET exam do need to be passed and need to be passed well. So let me know, what is your biggest challenge with OET reading part A? Sunal has said time. Time is the biggest challenge, okay? Marie is to know the British English and eventually speak the language. So that's obviously why you want to work as a nurse. But Sunal has said time, right? Okay, guys, what else? What is your issues with OET reading part A? Well, I'm waiting for some of those answers to come in. I'll look at a few more comments. Diva wants to move to New Zealand. Sudesh wants to work in the UK. And Suraksha wants to get a nursing pin from her country as well. Very nice. So everyone's saying that Sudhesh has said time. Gino has said time. Lara has said time constraints. Ashok, time. Manju, Suraksha, time management. Divya, time. Ariel, time limitation. 000.000 has said a time challenge is the big problem here. Dorina has said to find the answers. Prahua has said time as well. Binju has said time. We're starting to see a bit of a pattern here. Time is undoubtedly the hardest part of OET reading part A. That's why we're going to look at some tips and strategies to do better at this aspect of that part of the exam in today's class. So, who's ready for a quiz? We're going to do a brief quiz on the format of OET reading part A. Say, yes, I'm ready. Say, no, I'm not ready. If you're not ready, too bad. We're doing it anyway. But you just let me know how you feel about this exam. There we go. So Mari Bongwei has also said time is a massive issue with this exam today as well. And that seems to be the common thing. But let me know, guys, are you ready for a brief quiz on OET reading part A? There we go. Yep, people are saying yeah. Sunyaya said yeah. Sonal has said me too. Very good. Awesome. Okay, good. Let's now get started with a brief quiz on OET reading. Siddharth, yes, I'm ready. Fantastic, Siddharth. Thanks very much for your comments. Okay, let's get into the quiz. So here are a few questions that I have on reading part A. I want you to think about your answers. Of course, you can comment and paste your answers into, or else just write them down on a notepad. These are questions about the format of OET reading part A, and essential for you to know the format of this exam so that you can do really well in the exam, knowing, hey, I've done it before, I prepared for it, I know exactly what's going to happen today, and therefore I can maximize my chances of getting the scores that I need. The questions are as follows. How long is reading part A? How many texts do you have to read? How many question extracts are there? how many topics, how many marks are there, and what type of tasks do you have to complete? So yeah, just kind of copy and paste your answers into the comments, guys. Otherwise, of course, get your handy notepad and start writing down and scribbling down some answers on that notepad. I'll look at the answers and see as they come in what people think about them. So Vanitha has said 15 minutes. Okay, maybe for the length of the exam. Prahuja has also said 15 minutes as well. Vanitha said 4 texts answering question 2. 20, that might be the amount of questions Vanitha has answered for. Renu has said 15 minutes too. Vanitha has said 1 topic answering question 4. Matthew has said 20 minutes for how long the text is, okay. Prahuya has said 4. Is that answering how many question extracts they are? Okay, good. Lots of answers coming in altogether. Okay, Raj's got a nice comprehensive answer here. 15 minutes, 4 texts, 3 question extracts, 20 marks in total, matching questions, filling the gaps. Nice long answers there, Rahu. Very well. And thank you very much. Binju has said 15 minutes, 4 texts, 20 questions. Cherifer has said 15 minutes. Siddharth, 20 marks. Renu, 20 questions. Matthew has said 4 texts too. Vanitha has answered what type of task you have to complete, matching sentence completion, and short phrases. Everyone else who's sending in the comments on the Facebook feed and the YouTube feed, I'm reading them as well, but we're all pretty much on point for this. Good. So we got a good rough idea about the format of the exam. Here are the answers. So yeah, great. Most of you know the format of this exam very well, which is fantastic. So how long is reading part A? It's 15 minutes. It's a very short, very quick exercise. There's a lot to do in that time, hence why a lot of you maybe have issues with your time management. There are 4 texts that you have to read, A, B, C, and D. And there are typically 3 question extracts out there. There are 3 different questions you have to answer. There's only one central topic, so each of the 4 extracts and all of the questions will be centered around one topic, making it quite easy for you to organize versus organizing many topics. And there are 20 marks for this section. Total is obviously a very high scoring section. So even though it might be, some say, easier than other sections of the OET exam, it's still very high stakes because of the amount of marks that are available. And of course, there are 3 types of tasks you have to complete. They include text matching, short answer, and also a note fill or a gap fill, as many of you have picked up on altogether. Great. There's the format quiz done. You all did fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so here is an example OET reading part A task. As you see, you have the question prompt up here. You have obviously the comments here, and then you have the gaps here. But let's get into the very, very first skill that we're going to analyze today. This is an essential skills class. So what we're going to do, of course, is analyze what I think are 3 really important skills for you to do well in terms of getting that time down in this task and maximizing your chances of getting your answers correct. The first skill we're going to get right, and we're going to analyze today, is the analysis of headings and subheadings. Essential skill for you to practice and perfect in your OET reading part A. Now, why is this skill essential? Well, as you know, reading part A is what we call an expedited reading task, in which you will need to progress quickly to finish within the time. You simply don't have enough time to read all of the text in detail just to give yourself more confidence that you're getting the right answer. This is testing you on your ability to skim and scan, to find the information very, very quickly without reading and having a really good understanding of everything else that is going on. So this is why this technique is really important. Secondly, analyzing and understanding what the texts are about can give you a good understanding of the gist. Key word I would say here would be this word, gist. Gist meaning the overall understanding or the topic of the reading itself. So once you kind of look at the headings, you get a good understanding about what the entire task is about, and that can help you with scoring well, because that improves your accuracy as you're able to quickly identify the correct text to skim. Especially useful in the first part of reading part A, which is text matching. You want to be able to know which text to go to straight away and not waste your time reading texts which don't have the answer. So this is important for all parts of OET reading part A, but especially important for the first exercise, which is your text heading matching. So let's have a look now at that first activity. So guys, before you read the questions, you should skim the headings and subheadings of the texts so you have an idea about where to find the answers. Hopefully by doing this, you'll be able to eliminate text that you don't think will have the answer based on your understanding what the text is, and of course what we have to match it by, and then therefore saving you a lot of time because you're eliminating 75% of the text. This is what we're going to do now, guys. I'm going to show the texts on the screen. Here we have the first one. You're going to spend a moment looking at the text itself, take a note of the headings and the subheadings of every text. Write them down on a piece of paper or type them somewhere. For example, text A, the heading is necrotizing fasciitis, NF. Here we have a heading. What other important information do we have here? Oh, maybe the table. Classification of responsible pathogens according to the type of infection. Microbiological type. Pathogens, site of infection, comorbidities. This would be the important information for us to get the gist. So we know that we're looking at necrotizing fasciitis. That's our overall topic. And we know about, this heading tells us about, pathogens that cause this infection. So we have the type, what the pathogen is, site of the infection, and comorbidity. So what are the diseases and what can they cause due to this central text of necrotizing fasciitis? That's what we're going to do for the other text now. Quickly look at them, write down the headings, write down the subheadings, and get an overall understanding from what the text is about from that quick text. We're going to keep this nice and sharp though, to show what it will be like in the day of the OET exam. You're trying to get that information really, really quickly. That's text A. Now I want you, without any instruction from me, to do the same for text B. Here you go. And just have a look, take a note of the headings and the subheadings, the important information, and take a note of them. And text C, the same. In addition, of course, to your headings and your subheadings, you might want to take a note of what I would call the topic sentence. So there are no headings or subheadings. What does the first sentence in each subsection say? Because that really is giving you a good understanding of the topic of the paragraph from looking at this. So take a note of the topic sentence. What does it say to you? A few more seconds, guys, and then we'll move on to text C, text D, sorry. Okay, and text D. Once again, headings, subheadings, and topic sentences. Okay, guys, trying to keep this nice and quick, as you will have to do on the day of the big exam. This is the first thing that you should do in every reading part A activity that you do. Start with the texts, read the headings, read the subheadings, take a note of them. They're going to be very, very useful moving forward. So let's analyze now what headings and subheadings were important, have a look at them together, and try and get a good overall understanding and sense of gist from what the texts mean from those headings and subheadings. So let's have a look at what we got. So as we can see, text A gave a good understanding about what all the topics were. We had necrotizing fasciitis, and then we had the heading classification of responsible pathogens according to types of infection. The heading to the table said microbiological type, pathogens, site of infection, and comorbidities. Overall understanding of gist, you can think about it yourself, but I would say that's really about what diseases can come from, what can cause the infection based on this. Text B, we have antibiotic treatment for NF. So we're talking about, the medication and the treatment that might happen due to this. Text C, supportive care in an ICU is critical to NF survival. Wound care is also an important concern. So the kind of care that might be done regarding NF in a hospital. And then D, advice to give the patient before discharge, reminder to the diabetic patient too. So this could, of course, be advice that happens after care, or even just some good guidelines for someone who is diabetic to follow in their own time. So looking at those can give you understanding with the wording directly or the gist, what kind of text we're going to be looking at for our answers. Let's put that into some practice now. So we're going to analyze the Part A text matching task below and predict what the answer could be based on your skimming and scanning. I should have said, guys, first of all, before we move on with that, you're going to be using this this slide a good bit throughout this class, so it'd be good if everyone probably took a picture or a screenshot of it, so you can use that when you're referencing the other reading Part A activities that we're going to be doing today. So if I can just ask everyone to screenshot this slide or take a picture on their phone. When you've done that, send that confirmation into the chat box, please, on Facebook or YouTube. I'll give everyone a good few seconds to do that, but please confirm that you have done it so I understand that everyone has listened to my instructions correctly, and then we can move on when that's been done. So yeah, take a picture, take a screenshot. When you've done so, guys, please say done, yes, or something like that into the chat box, please. Thank you very much, everyone, so far. I'll just wait for a few more people to do the same thing, and then we'll move on with the class. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. We'll have another chance to do that a bit later on in the class. But anyway, let's move on. So now what we're going to do is you're going to analyze the Part A matching task below and predict what the answer could be based on your skimming of the heading. So what we're going to do here now is you're not actually going to look at the text and compare, but based on what the headings say and your understanding about what the headings and subheadings are, you're going to try and predict the answer from the answer options. So look out, is there any wording that might be similar? Any ideas of the understanding of the text that you can correlate and go, oh yeah, based on my understanding of the headings and based on the words of this part, I think the answer could be this. So let's see how well your heading analysis can be whenever you're doing this kind of task. So let's get into it. And here are the tasks. So it says at the very top, obviously, for the question prompt, for each question 1 to 7, decide which text A, B, C, or D the information comes from. You may use any letter more than once. So in which text can you find information about the drug treatment required, which part of the body can be affected, the various ways calories can be introduced, who to contact to help the patient after they leave the hospital, what kind of dressing to use, how long to give drug therapy to the patient, what advice to give the patient regarding needle use. So I'm going to leave this now on the screen, everyone. I want you to think, okay, I've looked at the headings, I've looked at the subheadings, I've got an understanding of what they are. Predict what you think the answer might be. Okay, I'll give everyone about a minute, read through these headings, put down your prediction based on your understanding. Read these questions and then an understanding of what the headings are and see how well you will do later on, I suppose, when we actually do this task for real. This right now is a prediction exercise. I'll give everyone 1 minute, write down their answers somewhere, and then we'll use those moving on when we analyze the answers afterwards. Thank you very much to those who are sending in their comments, by the way. I appreciate a nice interactive class. You're free to send in your comments. Keep them coming. I'll try and read them during this, I guess, a silent phase. Everyone's working on their answers. But yeah, thank you very much for sending them in. And good to see. A few more seconds, guys, and then we'll get on with seeing how well your answers were correlated to the official answers overall. Okay, thank you. And guys, if you're enjoying this class today so far, please send me a like, please send me a comment, please send us a love heart. We'd like to know what's going well today is going well. So if you're enjoying the class, please do so. Thank you very much. A few more seconds, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And okay, we've read the text. We predicted the answer based on our understanding. Now what we're going to do is, of course, I want you to have a note of what your predictions were, because we're going to compare those to your official answers after having done the reading, which we're going to do now. Hopefully you will find this activity useful when you analyze your answers with what they were. So what we're going to do now is we're going to complete the activity for real. So once again, because we only have one screen and it does involve a good bit of reading, you're going to have to get your phones or your cameras out and take some pictures and take some screenshots of these activities. So once again, guys, can we make sure that we've taken a picture of this screen here? As actually, you don't need to take a picture of this screen. Sorry, no. I'm going to leave this on the screen. No, actually, sorry, I'm getting confused here. I'm going to ask you to take a picture of this, please, because I'm going to leave the reading texts on the screen, given that they are larger and need to be read on the computer. So can I ask once again, everyone takes a picture of these questions, please. Once you've done so, please say yes, done. Send it into the chat box so I know that everyone has done it. Once again, I'll just leave this on the screen, full screen for everyone. Take a picture, please, and we can then use this moving forward. Thank you. A few seconds, guys. Please take a picture, and then we'll get on with the activity. Thank you, Vanitha. Always first to answer. Thank you, Pahua. Thank you. Anyone else? Might be a slight delay in the Facebook and YouTube feed, so there might be a few answers coming in. Goulet, thank you very much for that as well. Fantastic. Thank you, Ariel. Okay, I'll leave it up. A few more seconds. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, the mysterious 00000. You are a number. Fantastic. Thank you, Cherifer. Thank you, Moira. Thank you, Roy Rising. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everyone. Okay, good. Now, these are the questions. Now I want you to do the answers. Here are the reading texts. So try to put them all obviously on one screen, given we only have one screen to share. So if you can, please access this class on a laptop or a screen that's not a phone, as it will make this exercise much easier for you to read. Okay, guys, I'm going to give everyone about, I'm going to say about 3 to 4 minutes to complete this activity, guys. So once again, 3 to 4 minutes. Put your answers down. Can you find the text that you can match the headings to, please, guys? Okay, I'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. Enjoy and good luck. One more minute, everyone. One more minute. Looking forward to seeing your answers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're keeping it quick today, guys. We've got a lot of content to cover. So, of course, we did a good bit of analysis beforehand, but you would, of course, have about 5 minutes per section to do. I dare say that the text magic exercise is probably slightly easier than the rest. Of course, people might have a different opinion. So I want to keep it nice and quick before we get into the other questions overall. How did you find that activity, guys? Are you feeling confident with your answers? Throw in your comments into the answer box, the chat box. Let me know. Oh yeah, that was quite easy, or I'm not sure about that activity, etc., etc. Anyway, let's now analyze the answers and see how you got on. So, in which text can you find the information about the drug treatment required? Of course, make sure you have a note of what your official answer was, having done the activity, as well as what your predicted answer was overall. But we got a good few comments coming in here. So someone has said B for number 1. Good. B is correct. Which part of the body can be affected? That was A. The various ways calories can be introduced. That was C. Who to contact to help the patient after they leave. That was D. What kind of dressing to use. That was C. How long to give drug therapy to the patient. That was B. And what advice to give the patient regarding needle use. That was in fact D. So those are all the answers together, guys. Let me know, of course, how you got on in the chat box. How many did you get correct? And also let me know were your predictions similar to your answers. So let me know that during your initial prediction, was your answer in fact similar to your official answer, or was it a bit different? So were any of your initial predictions correct? Let me know in the chat box, guys. But yeah, let me know how you got on. Did you find that headings and subheadings analysis and topic sentence analysis useful? If you did, that's great. But yeah, let me know in the chat box, guys, how you got on overall. So yeah, a good number of people here are getting 5, 6, or 7 out of 7. Good number of answers. Lala got all of them correct. Very good. Keep them coming, guys. Keep the comments. Yep, good number of people here are saying, yep, 6 out of 7, 7 out of 7, etc., etc. Very good. Vanitha got 7. Cherifer got 6 out of 7. Wow. And Goulet even got 7 out of 7. John Samuel got 7 out of 7, guys. So I'm going to assume that a lot of your predictions were correct as well. Nice work. So as you can see, very useful activity for reading part A. Start off with analyzing your headings and your subheadings. Quickly identify which text I think is going to correlate based on the wording, based on the gist. Read that text only, start skimming, and make your answer based on that. Very good. Cherifer has said, very useful. Happy to hear, Cherifer, that you enjoyed that activity. Okay, good. Good. Now we know what to do first. Now, the second thing that we can do today is the use of English gap fill prediction. Now, what is this skill and why is it useful? Well, accurate word choice and form is essential for getting the mark for the gap. Having a knowledge of grammar used in sentence structures will help you predict and correctly choose the correct word as an answer that comes either before or after the gap in the gap fill activity. And 3, it will also assist you in focusing your skimming and scanning if you are aware of what the answer could be in advance. You've analyzed the gap, you've analyzed the question, you've analyzed the statement, you know what comes before and after. My knowledge of grammar as well as my knowledge of what the question says, the answer says, can be very useful for this. So let's practice. Here we have, as you can see, questions 15 to 20 with the answer option here with the wording and the gaps here and there. The gap can come either at the end of the sentence, middle of the sentence, or even at the beginning of the sentence too. So let's practice. Now, the average proportion of patients who die as a result of contracting NF is what? So we're not actually saying what we think the answer is specifically at this point. We're analyzing the gap. We're looking at where it comes in the statement, and we're thinking what kind of word or number could be here in this gap. Remember, it obviously can be more than one word. It could be a combination of words and numbers as too. So what do we think the kind of answer is in this one, guys? Throw into the chat box. What do we think the sort of answer might be here? Throw me in a keyword. Would be a noun, an adjective, an adverb, a verb. Could be a number, what kind of number it is, etc., etc. Okay? Keep that coming in, guys. What do we think the kind of answer might be here in the chat box? So I'm going to tell you what I think it is. So Vanitha has said one word, okay? So I'm going to tell you what I think the answer is from my analysis. I think the answer here is a noun. And the reason why is Vanitha said a number, because we have average proportion. A proportion would talk about a number, right? So we know from here, and we can put that here, it could be a number. Vanitha has also said a number, etc. Yeah, so it could be a number we're looking for here. What about number 16? Patients who have eaten may be infected with Aeromonas hydrophilia. So we have the word eaten that comes here, and we have the word may that comes here. What kind of word do we think is missing for number 16? And can we give more information about what that kind of word is? Context, eaten, right? So what do we think the answer might be based on this? Keep the answers coming in, guys. Okay. Now, guys, it's very important that if you have done this activity before, that you don't put the answer in. The reason why is because not everyone has done this activity before, and you're essentially spoiling the activity for them if you're given the answers. So please don't put the answer in. Please do the activity as I have asked. Give me, is it a noun? Is it a number? But don't put the answer in, please. Thank you very much, because that means the activity can't be done by anyone else who hasn't done it before, and it just makes it a bit pointless for them. So please don't put the answer in if you've done this before. Thank you very much. So Vanitha and Gulay have both said a noun. Yeah, and the key word would be a kind of food, right? So we're looking for a kind of food. Now we're analyzing exactly what it is and where it might be as well. 17. Patients with type 2 infection usually present with infected what? What kind of word do we think is missing here? We have the word infected before. It does come at the very end of the sentence too. So what kind of word do we think might be answering here? Okay, thanks very much, guys. Yeah, lots of answers coming in here. Thank you very much for taking part in this. So yeah, we're looking for a kind of noun here. But what kind of noun might it be? A part of the body, maybe? Present with an infected what? So you're looking for a part of the body in this. So you can obviously hyperanalyze your skimming skills to find that answer. Type 1 NF is also known as what? So we have type 1 NF is also known as what kind of word do we think is here? Don't forget it also comes at the end of a sentence. What word typically comes at the end of the sentence? Yep, Gulay, previous answer. Noun, a part of the body. Thanks very much for that. Number 18. So what kind of word are we looking for here? Yeah, we're looking for a noun. Most often we're looking for a noun, as you can see, guys. But can you give me extra information about what kind of noun you think it is based on the context of analyzing this gap? Okay, let me know what kind of. All right. So we're hearing a kind of disease. Yeah. So it could be a technical medical term here. Yeah. So type 1 NF, what's also known as. You're looking for another medical term or something like that, which corresponds with that noun, this phrase here. Okay. 19, the patient needs to be aware of the need to keep glycated hemoglobin levels lower than what? Okay, so we glycated hemoglobin levels lower than what kind of statistic, etc., are we needing to have here? Let me know. Yeah, those who have answered disease, by the way, would be applicable for answer number 18 as well. A technical medical term for what kind of disease? Yeah, Gulay, well done. Vanitha has also said number. Gulay has said number as well. Yes, we're looking here for this one for a kind of number, which is used around about these words here to focus in. Number 20 then, the patient will need a course of what to regain fitness levels after returning home. So think about the collocation here. A course of something is needed here to regain fitness levels. Yep. So guys, what do we think? What could we use a course of with something? Okay. So Vanitha has said a treatment of some sort. Yeah, that's a great answer. A treatment, but what kind of treatment do we think we're looking for? Anyone give me any more information? Keep them coming, guys. Okay. Treatment says beneath it. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Goulet has said a diet. Quite possibly. Yep. Yep. Quite possibly. And Prakash has also said a noun of some sort. Maybe some sort of food item might be the answer here, possibly. Good analysis, guys. Those are right in Facebook. Yeah, medication, says Neefu. Rajesh has said a medication. Bina has said a medication. Shivani, Manju, Ariel have all said treatment too. Yeah, so we're looking for a type of treatment precisely here. So it could be something that we take, or it could be something that we do, just to keep you aware of that. Okay. We've analyzed the questions, the gaps here. Now we've spent the time really focusing in what we need to try and find in the reading text now, which will then hopefully improve our ability to skim and scan as effectively as we can and extract that answer based on the context. Now, when you're doing this activity, also don't forget your headings. We've taken a note of our headings previously. This will still be useful for the other reading part A activities as well. So please keep that in mind. Here are the headings. You had them previously. Some of the wording here will be used here. So we'll have a clue about which text we're looking at based on the wording of these and based on our understanding of the texts and our matching skills that we've previously done as well. So please take a note of them. Now, let's complete the activity once again. So, another screenshotting exercise for everyone here, guys. I want everyone once again to screenshot the answer, the questions for you to fill in. And then once that's done and you've screenshotted them, we'll move on with the next part of the class, which is the reading activity. So if everyone can please do that, that would be great. Thank you very much. Once you've done it, please type done into the chat box. I know it's done, and I can then move on to the next part of the class. I'll give everyone about 1 minute maximum. Thank you. Still some more answers coming in. Beneath has just a vitamin could be the answer for number 20, very possibly. Cherifer has said a diet or lifestyle. And Prabhuja has said a medication as well. Okay, all valid answer options. Once the screenshot has been done or the picture has been taken, guys, please type in. It's a good number of you have done that. We'll then move on with the next activity. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lara. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Ariel, for being very quick off the block. Thank you, Brian. And in the Facebook page, thank you very much. Thank you, Goulet. Thank you very much, Goulet. And I appreciate everyone, guys, being so interactive today, throwing in comments, engaging in the class. It just makes it more enjoyable for you and makes it more enjoyable for everyone. But yeah, once again, I hope you're enjoying the class today. I hope you're finding it useful going through our live strategy and methods analysis for reading part A, picking up on these essential skills, and they hopefully will be very useful for everyone. Once again, if you're enjoying the class today, send in a like, send in a love to show me that you're appreciating it and it's going really well. Thank you. All right, so a good number of people here have said that they've done it, which is absolutely great. So let's move on now to the reading task itself. Here we go, guys. I'm going to give everyone once again 2 to 3 minutes to complete the questions. Here are the reading texts. I'll see you all in 2 to 3 minutes. Goulet, you are very welcome for saying you are very welcome. Thank you. Okay, guys, a few minutes, and then we'll see what the answers are that you got. Good luck. Another minute maximum, guys. Keep going. You're doing well. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guys, well done for following along with that activity. Just a few things I noticed in the chat box. A few people were saying, hey, can I watch this class again? Yes, this class will be available on the Swoosh English Facebook page. So, of course, come on along to Swoosh English Facebook. That's the website, sorry. But our Facebook page, type in Swoosh English, and you can watch this class again as a live class recording to follow along. As I said as well, it's better for you to do these classes potentially on a laptop or computer where the screen is larger, as admittedly it is quite difficult and to read the text on a small screen. But I will take that in mind for future classes. Maybe I'll split the readings up, allow you to screenshot them, and then you can use that moving forward. But yep, you can watch it again later on, anyone who wants to do so. So hope you find that activity useful. Let's now move on to the analysis of them. So throw in your answers, guys. But the average proportion of patients who die as a result of contracting NF is 32.2%. The number was there, so a percentage. Patients who have eaten seafood may be infected with Aeromonas hydrophilia. We obviously analyze a kind of food. Patients with, I'm not showing my screen, sorry. Here we go. Patients who have eaten seafood may be infected with Aeromonas hydrophilia. 17. Patients with type 2 infection usually present with infected limbs, the body part that we referenced earlier on. Good. Well done, who has got that correct. Type 1 NF is also known as polymicrobial. So that was the technical name for type 1 NF in the text. The patient needs to be aware of the need to keep glycated hemoglobin levels lower than 7%. And then 20, the patient will need a course of physical therapy. The treatment could have obviously been something you consume, but actually it was physical therapy to regain fitness levels after returning home. Okay. Now, let me know, guys, how you got on in the comments. How many did you get correct? Throw in your correct answers overall. You're looking, of course, to get as many as you can right as possible. I'm sure many of you will do so with this. Also, let me know as well, did you find that keyword analysis useful? Did it help you in picking that answer, not just more quickly, but also more accurately as well? Throw your answers and comments into the answers there. Let me know how you got on. So Vanitha got 7. Well done. Nithu also, actually Vanitha got 6 because there only are 6 answers. Vanitha got 6. Nithu got 6. Well done. Mercy got 6. Suraksha got 6. Very good. Prabhuja got 6 out of 6. Nice work, guys. Anyone else? Throw in your comments. How did you get on? Dorothy got 6. Rukin got 6. Vishnu got 5. Khaled got 5. Nishgon got 5 as well. Awesome. Awesome. So everyone seemed to do really well in that activity. And once again, I have to ask, did you find that useful? Now, quick skill we're going to go over here for the next 5 minutes before we finish this class. And we're going to practice our skimming and scanning skills to see if we can get that correct. And then I'll leave you an activity to finish off today. So why is this skill essential? Well, skimming and scanning, after all, as part A is an expedited reading task. It requires you to quickly and accurately find the correct information. You do not have time to read the text in detail, or else you will not get this activity done on time. While skimming tells you what general information is within a section, we actually practice that at the very, very beginning. Our text heading matching, we were skimming to get the overall understanding. Scanning helps you locate a particular fact, and that's what we just did in the previous activity. Both are important for success in OET reading. So we're going to do a brief activity practicing your scanning skills. Now, how quickly can you find the correct information. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a question for a short answer activity. Which two drugs can you use to treat the Clostridium species of a pathogen? So here we have the key words here, guys. Take a note of them. Drugs, use, treat, Clostridium species of a pathogen. The key content words are your nouns, your verbs, your dates, your names, or your key content words. Have a look through the text, guys. Can you find which words are used to treat Clostridium from the text? It's in this text somewhere. Scan through, see if you can find it. Can you find the correct answer? Here it is up on the screen, guys. Can you find it? So Darth is on it straight away with a very, very quick answer. Anybody else? Can you find it as well? Quickly go through. And can you find the right answer? Okay. Mon, just so you know, for the previous activity, it says okay to say polymicrobial infection to fill in the noun. No, it was only the name of the polymicrobial because infection was already suggested in the question type itself. So that would actually be a repetition of the word, and that's why it couldn't have been used. Okay, good. Got a good few answers coming in, guys. Can we find it? Can we find it? But a few people are throwing it in now overall. Fantastic. Okay, guys, let's unveil the answer very, very quickly. So which two drugs can you use to treat Clostridium species of a pathogen? Here is the answer here. Clindamine and penicillin, okay? And we know that because it says afterwards, which kill the Clostridium species. So kill would be paraphrased, would treat Clostridium species. We know these are two drugs, and that's why we know that is the right answer. So the answer options in the text can directly be taken and put in, but the wording around it may be somewhat different. But here we go. The answer is clinidine and penicillin to those that got it correct, including Siddharth with the answer and Prakesh with the answer as well. Very good. Number 2, which common metabolic condition may occur with NF? Let's think of a metabolic condition. What kind of word are you looking for from this text? May occur with NF. So have a look. More than likely in this table here somewhere, can you find what the answer may be based on that? What is the metabolic condition that you can see? Oh, I just unveiled the answer accidentally. It is diabetes mellitus, because this is a comorbidity. As we know, diabetes is it's a metabolic condition. Trauma isn't really one. Seafood isn't really one. Immunosuppression wouldn't really be one as well. So that's what we're looking for here. It occurs with NF. It's a metabolic condition. It's a comorbidity as well. And that's how we got the answer for that. Okay, let's look at the last one before we move on with the activity to leave you guys with. So what complication can a patient suffer from if NF isn't treated quickly enough? Once again, analyze your keywords. Complication, patient, suffer, NF, treated, isn't treated quickly enough. Okay, so what can we find here in the text for the answer? Keep them coming, guys. Keep the answers coming. Scan, scan, scan. Find it quickly. You'll find the word as it is, but the wording around it might be a bit different. Can we find it? Can we see it? Okay, thank you for the answers, Siddharth and Gule and Prakesh. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lara. Thank you, Daphne. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you, Bina. Thank you, Benitha. Awesome. Okay, so Siddharth has said septic shock. Prakesh has also said septic shock, and Gule has said septic shock, as well as many others have in Facebook and the YouTube feed as well. Good. The answer is septic shock. And we know that because it says the infection progresses rapidly and septic shock may ensue, hence the mortality rate is high. So rapidly would be synonymized with isn't treated quickly enough. So we need to treat it before this gets much, much worse. And the answer is septic shock, which is found here in the comments. Well done, John Samuel, also for getting that correct as well. Awesome work, guys. Good. So Before, of course, we finish off the class today, I just want to remind everyone about just wait another few minutes. I've got something I want to unveil with everyone in this class, but I want to go through a few tips before we finish off the class today, and I leave you with a last activity. And the last activity is as follows. I'm going to leave you some homework. So I want you to put into place everything that we've practiced today in this class, your headings analysis, your keyword analysis, your gap fill analysis, as well as your skimming and scanning skills. So I'm going to leave everyone here with a short answer activity, putting together what we have learned today. This is going to be an activity I want you all to screenshot, take away from homework, and analyze and see if you can do it yourself. Okay, guys. So here are the questions. Once again, everyone, can you take a picture of the questions here? Once again, it is a gap fill analysis style question. Can you take a picture of this and see if you can use it moving forward, guys? Once again, take a picture of the screenshot, please. Once you've done that, let me know, and then I can give you the reading text to take home with you and also use that in the class too, or just simply watch this class back. Thank you. Thank you, Siddharth. Keep coming, guys. Okay, another few seconds, guys. Thank you, Siddharth. Thank you, Najit. Thank you, Shagufta. Appreciate it. Keep them coming. All right. Now, here are the reading texts. Take a picture of the reading text, please. If anyone needs another second to take a picture of the questions, then of course I'll go back to that. In the meantime, here you go, and you can use this. Thank you. Okay, I'll quickly go back. Anyone needs to take a quick picture of that, they may do so. Here you go. And once again, back to the texts. Thank you, guys. So let's put into place everything that you've learned today with the following review in this reading part A activity and in your own reading part A practice that you will do in your own time. So what to remember, guys? Let's not show anyone the answers. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to bypass that screen. Okay, now I'm ready. So learn the format of the exam really well. Take a note of any headings and subheadings to help you narrow down the correct text to read and save time, as we did in the very first activity. Very useful for you, eliminating 75% of the incorrect text and making sure you read the right text from the beginning. Predict logical answers for gap fill and short answer questions from context and with your grammatical knowledge, as we did in the second activity. Key skill 3, highlight keywords to assist you in your skimming and scanning as you did to find it. And of course, finally then, is that practice makes perfect, guys. So take this away. Hope you find that very useful. I may review these answers next week at the beginning of next week's class, but some homework for you to put it all into practice. Thank you very much, Chair. For Jarvis said, a very informative class. You are very welcome. So guys, thanks a lot for coming. Before we finish, stay to the very, very end. I got to unveil something very big and special for everyone. But our next class will be an OET mock speaking practice class, which will be on Friday the 19th of May, AM UK time. And then 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing another listening class. And 4 weeks from now, we'll be doing, of course, another reading class. So we're switching English or alternating between reading, speaking, listening, speaking, etc., etc. So 2 classes per month on speaking, 1 on reading, and 1 on listening. Next one, 19th of May, AM UK time. All right. So guys, wait a second. how to pass OET first time. Some of you may, of course, already have the motivation to succeed. You all want to move to the country of your dreams to work on that big job that you have, see your family, and live in and experience a new culture. Make sure you have enough time to pass your exam too. Don't rush it. Take as long as it takes. But of course, most importantly, you need the appropriate tools and the appropriate support and feedback. You need all 4 of these to pass your OET exam the first or the next time. Do you have all of these? If so, great, you're on the right track. But if not, I want to make sure that you do, most importantly, have those last 2. Good tools, appropriate support and feedback from experts that know what they're doing, and constructive studies. So we at Swoosh English are proud to unveil that for today only, we are going to offer 10% off all of our OET courses to the first 10 sign-ups only. All you need access to is a special discount coupon or code that you will then use on the Swoosh English website, guys. So it's valid for the first 10 sign-ups only, and it's valid until Sunday midnight UK time, which means that you don't have a lot of time. But as you can see, guys, it's in the bottom of the feed there. So if you're needing it, the coupon code there is at the bottom of the screen. First 10 sign-ups only, all of our OET courses, 10% off for 2 days only for the first 10 only. So don't miss out. And the code is also there in the chat box, guys, in the comments. I'm going to make sure, of course, everyone has access to that very, very quickly. But don't miss out, guys. If you want 10% off a great value course at Swoosh English, get signed up today if you can. I'd love all of you to come on board with us and join us here at Swoosh English. Okay, guys. Anyway, you're very welcome for the class today. Thank you very, very much for coming. I, of course, appreciate it. Oh, I'm leaving that on the screen. So thank you very much, guys, for coming along to the class today. And once again, I hope that you find this course to be very, very useful. If, of course, you did find the class useful today, send me in a comment to finish off today's session. Send us a like, send us a love. But of course, reading part A can be tackled appropriately in terms of time and time management really, really appropriately if you approach it the right way. I want you to avoid the temptation to read everything in lots of detail. Remember, follow the advice in the class. Rewatch this class if need be, just to practice your own skills once again. And of course, thanks a lot for coming today. Keep practicing and make sure you join us next week for our next class, where the discount code 10% off at the bottom of the screen and in the comments too. So of course, if you're interested, come on board ASAP. But once again, thanks a lot for coming, guys. Anyone taking the OET exam very, very soon, I want to wish you the best of luck with the exam. I hope you ace it. I hope you're feeling confident. I hope you can achieve your dreams. Anyway, that's it all from me and Swoosh English today. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.